Most Americans think a pistol is enough, and most Americans are wrong. There is a firearm sitting between your handgun and your AR-15 that beats both of them in a home defense situation. It costs less to shoot, it is easier to control, it works with the pistol magazines you already own, and in 2026, more gun owners are waking up to it. It is called the Pistol Caliber Carbine, and by the time this list is done, you will understand exactly why it belongs in every American home. Here are 7 reasons you need one. Number 7, the cheapest way to get good. Before you can defend anything, you need to practice, and practice costs money. That is where most gun owners fall behind. They buy a rifle, shoot a few hundred rounds, and stop because the ammo bill gets too high. A pistol caliber carbine fixes that problem from day one. The 9mm round is the most affordable centerfire cartridge on the market. Before the pandemic panic buying hit in 2020, you could find 9mm for around 20 cents a round. Prices spiked hard after that, but by 2025, the market came back down to the mid-20-cent range for bulk training ammo. Compare that to 5.56 rifle rounds, which have stayed higher across the board since the shortage years. What that means for you is simple. More rounds downrange for the same dollar, more trigger time, more skill built. A shooter who puts 500 rounds through a PCC every month is a far more dangerous defender than someone who shoots 100 rifle rounds and calls it done. The PCC is not just a firearm, it is a training machine that pays for itself every single range session. And here's the part most people skip over. Better ammo means more trips to the range. More trips means you get comfortable under pressure. In a real situation, comfortable wins. Number 6, one ammo, one gun, one system. Imagine you wake up at 2 in the morning, you hear glass break, you grab your rifle, then you realize your rifle magazines are in the range bag in the garage and your pistol is on the nightstand. That scenario kills people. The Pistol Caliber Carbine removes that problem completely. Many PCCs accept the exact same magazines as popular pistols. If you carry a Glock 17, a Glock-compatible PCC uses the same mag, same 9mm ammo, same spare magazine you already have loaded on your nightstand. You grab the carbine, drop in the pistol mag, and you are ready. No fumbling, no switching systems. The Ruger PC Carbine goes even further. It ships with modular magazine well inserts that accept Glock or Ruger magazines right out of the box. The Kel-Tec Sub 2000 folds down small enough for a bag and still runs on the same Glock magazines you carry every day. Manufacturers in 2026 understand that compatibility is not a luxury, it is a selling point. When your carbine and your pistol share one language, one caliber, and one magazine system, your home defense setup becomes clean. No guessing, no confusion, just one system that works together. But magazine compatibility is only half the story. What this round actually does when fired from a longer barrel might surprise you. Number 5, more power than your pistol. A lot of people assume that because a PCC fires pistol ammo, it hits like a pistol. That is wrong. The barrel changes everything. A standard Glock 17 with a 4.5-inch barrel pushes a 115-grain 9mm round at around 1,094 feet per second. That same round, fired from a 16-inch PCC barrel, reaches 1,295 feet per second. That is a 201 feet per second gain from the same box of ammo. Energy increases by roughly 38 to 40% compared to the handgun. In real terms, that puts a standard 9mm load out of a carbine in the same performance window as a 357 SIG fired from a pistol. The longer barrel also gives the powder more time to burn. The result is a cleaner, more complete burn, which means less unburned powder fouling your action and slightly more energy pushing that bullet forward. At 100 yards, you also get 3 inches less bullet drop than a handgun firing the same load. That is not a gimmick, that is physics. The same ammo, the same magazine, but your carbine hits harder, shoots flatter, and reaches farther than your pistol ever could. But stopping power is only useful if you can control the shot. That leads directly to the next reason. Number 4, anyone in your house can shoot it. Industry reports consistently show this dynamic. Firearms training academies note that new shooters often struggle for years to get comfortable with a handgun. Trying every grip, every technique, many never achieve proficiency. But put them behind a carbine and data shows their accuracy and defensive capabilities improve almost instantly. This trend is not rare, it is common. Pistol caliber carbines solve the recoil problem that keeps half the population away from firearms. Because the carbine sits against your shoulder, your entire upper body manages the recoil instead of just your hands and wrists. A 9mm PCC produces almost no felt recoil. It is noticeably softer than a handgun chambered in the same caliber. It is a fraction of what a 5.56 rifle generates. That matters for seniors with weaker grip strength. It matters for younger adults who have never trained with firearms. It matters for anyone in your household who might need to use that gun when you are not home. Low recoil also means faster follow-up shots. When you fire and the gun barely moves, your sights come right back to the target. In a defensive situation where one shot is rarely enough, that speed is everything. The whole household can train on it, get confident with it, and defend with it. A firearm that only one person can control is only half a plan. Number 3, the indoor blast problem nobody talks about. Fire an AR-15 inside a home without ear protection. The concussion alone will drop you. The muzzle blast in an enclosed room is violent enough to cause disorientation. That is not a worst-case scenario. That is physics in a small space. A pistol caliber carbine changes that entirely. Because 9mm runs at much lower pressure than 5.56, the muzzle blast is a fraction of what a rifle produces. Experts who have tested both indoors describe the difference as significant. A 9mm carbine in a hallway is loud, yes, but an AR-15 in that same hallway is a different experience altogether. For families with children in nearby rooms, that difference is not just comfort. It is a real factor in what happens in the seconds after a shot. You need to hear your surroundings. You need to communicate. You need to know if there is another threat. If you fire a 5.56 in your living room without ear protection, your hearing is done for that encounter. The PCC keeps you in the fight, and if you add a suppressor, it gets even better. The 147 grain 9mm round is naturally subsonic. That means it stays below the speed of sound without any special loads. A suppressed PCC firing standard 147 grain 9mm is one of the quietest centerfire setups possible. No hearing damage, no disorientation, full situational awareness the moment after you fire. Number 2, built for the spaces you actually live in. A 20-inch rifle barrel in a hallway is a liability. You round a corner and your muzzle hits the wall before you see the threat. Most American homes are not tactical ranges. They are tight. They have corners, door frames, and narrow spaces where a long gun becomes hard to manage. A pistol caliber carbine runs barrel lengths between 10 and 16 inches. The platform stays compact. You move through rooms without hanging your muzzle around every corner before your eyes get there. That matters in a real home defense situation where speed and position win. Beyond size, the platform is built for accessories in a way a handgun simply cannot match. Full-length handguards give you mounting space for a weapon light, a laser, and a foregrip. A red dot optic goes on top. You cannot put any of that on a pistol without the gun becoming awkward to holster and carry. The PCC gives you a full accessory platform designed for the job from day one. Models like the Springfield St. Victor PCC maintained reliable function through nearly 700 rounds of testing and produced consistent 1.5 to 2-inch groups right out of the box. The CZ Scorpion Evo 3 has built one of the largest aftermarket support libraries of any PCC on the market. There is no shortage of ways to build this platform around your specific home. Number 1, the only gun you need. Every year, the debate continues. Shotgun versus rifle versus handgun for home defense. And every year, people pick sides and miss the point. The pistol caliber carbine wins that argument without fighting it. It is the one firearm that does everything. It fires affordable, widely available ammunition. It shares magazines with your carry pistol. It hits harder than a handgun, produces less blast than a rifle, and handles tighter than either. Every member of your household can train with it and shoot it well. Suppress it, and it becomes one of the quietest centerfire defensive weapons available. Experts in the firearms training world call the PCC the one-gun solution for the American family. That label fits. If you could only choose one firearm for every situation inside your home and property, the pistol caliber carbine covers more ground than anything else in that price range. In 2026, a quality PCC like the Ruger PC Carbine or the CMMG Banshee runs between $600 and $1,300 on the street depending on configuration. That is one purchase that replaces the gap between your handgun and a full rifle setup. Most Americans do not need a battlefield rifle. They need a reliable, controllable, affordable firearm that works when it matters in the space they actually live in for every person in the house. That is exactly what the pistol caliber carbine delivers. 7 reasons, 1 firearm. If you still think a pistol is enough, ask yourself this: why do law enforcement agencies that already carry pistols keep reaching for carbines?